Oh, goodness. Good afternoon. Sorry, I was trying to fiddle with my setup here. How are y'all doing? Oh, man, we don't have music. It's too quiet. It's too quiet, man. Let's see. How are y'all doing today? Good? My day has been a little. I mean, it's been good. It's just been not very productive. I spent a lot of time talking and not a lot of time getting stuff done. There we go. Now we're not just sitting in silence here. All right. We got coffee. Got the stream going. I'm gonna stream for about an hour. I got a hard stop at an hour. So apologies if that is too short for some of you, but there's only so much. There's only so much time in the day. Only so much time in the day. Actually, what I wanted to do with my stream today, St1E. Hey, yo, what's up, man? How are you? What I wanted to do on stream today actually was check out Warp. So warp.dev, I think. So I have I've used this before, full disclosure, but it's been probably a year and a half or more because I installed it on my MacBook. And at the time, they didn't have a Windows distribution or a Linux distribution. I guess it was just for Mac. But now they have one for Windows, so I'm gonna install this and see what this is all about. Let's see. It's asking me if I want to install it. Yes, install it for me only. Then it asks for a path. So next. Hold on. No, I don't want to create a desktop shortcut. Next. St1E. Sup. Why should I learn TypeScript? So do you know JavaScript, T1E? Or T1E. St1E. Do you know JavaScript already? Ooh. That's pretty. Okay, so it looks like it's... Hold on. What have I done here? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Close that tab. Warp. I'm a web dev. Okay, so you know JavaScript, but you don't know TypeScript. I bet I have an existing account. Let me see. So, nope. Okay, so here would be my pitch for why you want to learn TypeScript. And I don't think you necessarily have to. If you already know JavaScript and you're okay with, dynamic typing and you're fine with all that, more power to you. I guess my one selling point on TypeScript is the static typing. If you like static typing, you like TypeScript, the dev experience is much better. If you're building a large project, it's nice to have that confidence. It's nice to be able to refactor and change things with confidence. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if you know JavaScript, great. If you want to go an extra step and use TypeScript, awesome. But I don't think that's mandatory. Okay, so now I have an account, so that's cool. So I'm in PowerShell, it looks like. Am I in Windows PowerShell or regular PowerShell? Hey Harrison, how are you, man? Good to see you. Okay, so this has got a command palette. It looks like Control-Shift-P. Well, that's not working for me. I think that's conflicting. Oh, there we go. Control-Shift-P. Brings up the command palette. Open theme picker. Ooh, it's pretty. I think I'll just stick with dark. I know nothing about warp. I haven't used it in a long time. What's agent mode? Control I. List all the directories in my current directory. Huh, interesting. It's like AI in the terminal. Stewie, so the answer is because it's cool? No, it's not because it's that. I mean, yes, I didn't do a very good job at selling you on it. Kimaldin who? Hey, what's up, Kimaldin who? How are you? Harrison, I have been in touch with you before. I know I've seen you in my chat before, so thanks for stopping back in. It's been a while. Thanks for stopping by. So Stewie, I guess, Stewie, there may not be a good reason for you to learn it if you're not working on larger, complex projects with more than one person. There's probably not a good reason. But if you are working on larger, complex projects that have to change over time, I think you would benefit from using TypeScript. I think you'd be able to refactor your code with better confidence. I think you'd be more efficient, more productive. But again, that's one random guy in Kansas's opinion. If you feel like you're productive and you're happy with just JavaScript, just no static types, all good there, you rock that, man. I would never try to coerce you otherwise. Okay, so I basically you can do normal, like, interesting. Okay, so you can do normal regular commands, but then you can also do natural language. What is your name? And so if you do natural language, it automatically switches to agent mode. And then they have different agents. So there's got Claude 0.7. Let's try Gemini. What would be a good task to show off your capabilities? Stewie, so just to add for my value as a team worker, then yeah, I guess that's probably a good point, Stewie. If you're gonna go, so I know right now you're doing freelance. Harrison, you liked it by see Harrison. So Stewie, I know you said you're doing freelance work right now, But if you were going to be working in a larger team, right, there's maybe a likelihood that they're using TypeScript, and then it would really behoove you to know TypeScript, right? So that in and of itself might be enough to convince you to learn TypeScript. A good task would be to create a simple Hello World application in Python. This would involve creating a file, writing the code, then running it. That's a common starting point. Okay, how about not in Python? Okay. Okay, please create a project. No, please create a console application using TypeScript that will be run via Node. The application should allow me to specify a path to a file, and then or not a file, to an image, and then it should tell me the height and width of the image. Please create the project in my software projects directory. Yeah, I probably will. I got a lot of free time now because of protests and all. What protests? I'm not up on this. Yeah, run it. Well, this is pretty baller, actually. Okay, let's look at okay, so it used a library to do this. So it's using FS to read it, it's using modules, size of. Okay, yep, let's go ahead and do that. Apply those changes. Okay, apply. It seems I made a mistake in the previous step. The main entry point in packages. I haven't yet compiled the index.ts file to index.js. I need to modify the start script to execute the compile. Then I need to run the build script. Yep, okay. Apply those changes, that's fine. Yeah, we can build it. The build failed with a TypeScript error in index.ts. The error message argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type uint8 array indicates that the image size library's size of function expects a uint8 array as input. To fix this, I need to read the image file into a buffer, then pass the buffer to the size of function. I will use read file sync to read the file into a buffer. Okay, you can try that. This is pretty impressive. It's not so much impressive what the LLM is doing, but it's impressive to me. It's more impressive the UI here. The UI, this is actually like a good experience. Siwani, the biggest protest in Serbia probably ever. We just want our system to work as it should. I guess that's just too much to ask with our politicians. So it took you 5 minutes to install and configure Warp. It really is a cool terminal. Yeah, it really. I mean, it took me. I basically did nothing to install it, right? It was just a single installer, and then we're up and running. I made an account. I signed up. You made an account. But yeah, it's pretty. So yeah, it's pretty cool though. I mean, it's a cool little terminal. I might give it a go for a little while. I like the AI. The way they've implemented the AI functionality is really nice. Although, did it just crash? I think it just crashed. Or maybe I clicked the wrong button. Oh, yeah, it says, I'm sorry, I couldn't complete the request. The app quit. So somehow I broke it. Let's see. npm. Neo, hi bro. What's up, Neo? How are you? So, Stevie, what's going on in Serbia? Can you give me more context? People aren't happy with the government there? Oh, it didn't put it in the disk directory. That's funny. Yeah, it's not in a disk directory. Yeah, see, I mean, this is so this right here shows the problem, right? When you code, when you do anything with, if you use any type of program, if you use any agent-like framework to help you build a project, is you don't know 100% what exactly it did, and so now I have to figure out what exactly it did. Well, the problem is it put a start script in package.json that's looking for a file in the disk directory, but it's the tsconfig I don't think doesn't output to a disk directory. Hold on, let me. What happens if I open up NeoVim in here? Will it work? Yeah, it worked. Okay, cool. So it works with NeoVim. That's cool. Okay, yeah, so if we go to the tsconfig, yeah, this isn't set up to output to a dist folder. So that's it just made a mistake, which is okay. It's just, you can imagine, like, on a larger project, right? Someone uses AI to build themselves into trouble and they can't figure out what the heck to do to fix it. Okay, so npm run start. So please provide an image to, yeah, okay, that's what I would expect. And so now what we'll say is we'll say start dash dash. I think I have an image somewhere. There we go. The specified, oh, it's because it didn't expand. It's just Windows doing Windows stuff. Nothing to worry about. Well, you can read about it. It's kind of a long story. Not really for stream also. It's kind of dark what happened. Okay, fair enough, Stewie. I'll check that out. Yeah, it's piqued my interest, though. Concerned citizen. Hey, you're back at it again. I need to hop on my desktop and get started on some work as well. I'm procrastinating studying for a stats midterm. I just want to code, not do math. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do math either. Null. Hey, man, glad to catch the stream. How's your day been? My day's been good. Not super productive, but it's been good. Hope you've been good, Null. Yeah, man. Concerned citizen, stop procrastinating, man. Let's go. Get up and get your stuff done. Just think of it like this way. The sooner you do your studying for your stats midterm, the sooner you complete that, the sooner you can go back to coding, right? That would be a way to look at this from a very positive perspective. All right, let's see if the AI's program works. Let's see. We want to say npm run start dash dash, and then we want to give it this path. Hey, it worked. Let's go. Well, there you go. Gemini Flash 2.0 wrote me a little project. Let's see, cat index.ts. I've never heard of the size of library. Man, there's a library for everything out there, isn't there? It's unbelievable. Okay, let's see if let's see if we can use our AI in a terminal. Can you find me the link for the npm package size of? Oh wow, I completely screwed it up. Yeah, it's funny. It's all just text at the end of the day. Skrlaquidist, hey, how are you, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you. How you been? I've been good. We're just we're taking a look at have you ever heard of the warp? I looked up where the saying null is $1 billion mistake, and Tony Hoare, who made the concept, said it was one of the biggest. Yeah, Null. So that's where when you first showed up in my stream and I saw your username, that's where it came from. Yeah, that's where, and that's where I stole it from. That's like why I said it, was because he was famous for having said that. Which, I gotta say, like, if you if you were the, like, I would also think the guy who invented like not only Null, but what would be another good one? I'm trying to think of like a common thing that people oh, okay, so here's another one that I think is $1 billion mistake. Path separators. Why are path separators different on Windows versus Mac and Linux? Why can't every operating system just use the same path separator? And lo and behold, the history goes back quite a ways, and it goes back to like the difference between command lines and how they parse inputs and options and arguments, and how I think one terminal used one path separator character for one thing, and so they had to come up with a different character, and that's just annoying. Everyone should just use forward slashes for path separators. It really is true though. Like, if you live with the sins of your forefathers, right? Like, some dude thought that null would be a good idea, and now we all have to pay the cost. Although I have taken to the practice in almost all of my, whenever I'm writing a program, I really do try to shy away from using null, regardless of the language. Like, I try to use like an actual value, right, to represent the absence of a value, if that makes sense. Like, I'll just come up with like a lot of times, like for strings, an empty string, right? Especially in like C# programs, I'll almost initialize everything to just some default thing. And for like for like complex reference types, like complex types, I'll just create like a null object version of the thing, right? So if I have like a person, I'll have a null person object, because it's just a pain. It's a pain to deal with null reference errors. And I'm honestly okay with like an empty. I'm okay with an empty string displaying on screen versus like something erroring and breaking because the value's not there. Concerned citizen, did you start studying? I don't know. What else can warp do? I don't know. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just make sure the variables are ambiguous, that you forget what they're for. Very important. Yeah. Yeah, ambiguity is is a difficult thing. But yeah, I've kind of taken to there's a pattern for this called the null object pattern, and I've kind of taken to that for almost everything. Like maybe if I'm feeling lazy and I'm writing a really small tool, like I might handle null, I might return null or deal with nulls explicitly. But if something returns null, right, I'll try to hide that and encapsulate that away from the caller. Okay, what else is... Let's look at, like, some of their documentation. Maybe there's some stuff. So, yeah, the AI tool is pretty cool. What's this? Save and share interactive notebooks, workflows, and environment variables. What's this about? Put your terminal workflows on Rails. Warp Drive is a secure space in your terminal where you can share and save and share interactive notebooks and reusable workflows. Interesting. Stream your session. Hand over the controls to trusted teammates. Start a shared session to streamline. Interesting. So how do you do that? Share, and then you say share current session. Share without scroll back. Huh. That's pretty cool. You can invite people to your shell session. That's wild. Okay. So let's see. Stop sharing. This really is a modern terminal. That's wild. The warp drive's kind of interesting. Okay, so we have personal, but we can add additional ones. So we can have notebooks. We have prompts. We have workflow. What are workflows? Man, there's a lot here. Oh crap, I closed it again. God dang it. I've done that like 6 times now. Concerned citizen. I'm contemplating if I should program the formulas into my calculator. It could be useful, but I don't know if it's really any better than making a note card. Yeah, I don't know. You probably waste some time doing that. If the I don't know how much you want to spend working on this thing. I'd probably just go the note card option. Unless you can do it really quickly. Like if you can program the formulas into your calculator as quick as you can jot them down on a note card, then I would probably do the calculator. But if it's gonna take you a lot longer, and you don't really enjoy studying your stat stuff, why extend that task? Let's see if the warp drive can help me build like a Hano application. So I've never used Hano. Let's see. AI assisted Hano app. Maker warp Hano. And let's see. Now we want to say, okay, now I want to pair. Let's pair. And what do we want to do? Now we say, okay, I'm interested in creating a website using Hano.js. Wanna help me do this? That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, you're right. Might be better just do the note card. I mean, I think the idea of programming them into your calculator sounds like it could be fun, right? But it also sounds like it could keep you from getting back to coding, which is what you're honestly trying to do, right? You're not trying to spend more time studying your stats stuff. So I don't know. That's my take. First, I need to set up. Yep, go ahead and do this. I love how it I love the self-correcting that they put in here. They put like a little loop in here for whenever it errors. They obviously take the error and they stick it back into the context window and feed it forward. I forgot a dependency. See, so this is definitely where you can see how powerful this type of functionality would be for someone who doesn't know how to write code or doesn't understand it. That basically just let the LLM walk them through getting something working and set up. But I don't know. I still don't know, though, at what point you would cross into the danger of like, okay, now I've built something that I have no idea how to change or extend or mess with. Looky there. Okay, let's see if we can get it to do something. How do I kill this? Control C. Does Control C kill it? Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay. We'll go back to this in just a second, but let me catch up on a couple chat. That's what I hold on. Adethan, Jan, MB, hello mate. Hey, how are you? Thanks for stopping in the chat, man. Well, I appreciate the motivation, man. I'm going to get started. I subscribed. I'm hoping to catch you one day while I'm coding and have some coffee as well. Yeah, man. Let's do it. Good luck with the studies, man. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Appreciate you subscribing. It's really nice of you. Very kind. Okay, before we do anything more with the AI, let me check out this drive thing a little bit more. Okay, so what if I create a notebook? What do notebooks do? Warp on stream. You can now share drive objects in Warp or on the web with anyone, Warp user or not. Click share in the Warp drive menu or the pane header. So if I say hello world, and then I do something like function hello console.log hi. And then what, I change this to be JavaScript. Okay, so then what it's saying is I can share this. I can basically publish this. Anyone with link can view. Interesting. So this is not really just a terminal app. This is almost like a productivity app. Interesting. Okay, but hold on. Let me open this in a new... What the heck happened? Did it just crash? Oh, view on the web. Okay, yeah, so you can you can create notes in your terminal. Huh. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess I kind of like it. Like, I kind of like the idea of... but I also like Obsidian. So I don't know how much I would use this. Environment variables, what are those? What would you use that for? An environment variable? I'm not sure. I guess if it's an environment variable for your shell? Do they have like a docs page? Documentation, here we go. Of course, man, take care. Enjoy your coding session. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm new to this channel. Can you tell me about your background? Just curious. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you stopping in for the first time. Drone flying, what you doing? I'm checking out. Have you guys ever heard of warp.dev? It's kind of like it's supposed to be like a modern terminal, and they recently just released a Windows version of their terminal. It used to just be for Mac, I think. I don't know when they released it. Oh, they literally released it on the 26th, so it's only been like a week available on Windows. So I'm checking it out for the first time. Adithan, let's see, what's my background? So I work as a quality engineer for a software company, but in my free time, I really enjoy building things and solving problems with code. So I spend a lot of time working on side procs, building side projects, learning about new technologies. And so because I do that, I figured, well, maybe it'd be interesting if I streamed it or made some content around what I'm learning. So that's what the channel basically is. When I stream, it's basically one of three things. I stream just to chat with you guys, either like while I'm doing actual work, like for my job, so just kind of like co-working, or I stream when I work out, because that's the other thing I really enjoy doing is working out. Or I'll stream like this, which is kind of where I'm like I'm either working on a side project or I'm exploring a new piece of technology, and just kind of hanging out with you all in the process as well. And then as far as videos on my channel goes, it's mostly just me sharing something I've used or something I've learned that I think other people might find benefit from or might enjoy as well. So yeah, but if you want to know anything more about me, I'm an open book, so you're welcome to ask if there's anything else you want to know. Let's see. I don't really have any rules for it. Yeah, I'm not even really sure what to do with it, honestly, you know? Like, I feel like I just need to use it as my daily terminal. And, oh my god, I keep closing it. And now I open the wrong application. I keep clicking the X to close this, but when I want to close this. I don't want to close this, I want to close this. There we go. All right, let's go back to software projects, Warp Hano, and let's see if it can add a new page for me. So let's say, can you add a page to this app that has modern styling and just says, hello, chat. Good to know you, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, man. It's good to know you, too. All right. It broke again. Sorry, I couldn't complete that request. Failed to deserialize AI response YAML. Interesting. So they must be instructing the LLM to respond in YAML, and they're parsing YAML, which is kind of interesting because usually I see people parsing JSON, not YAML. But it goes to show you how much of this AI functionality is purely people passing strings around and parsing strings. and taking structured input and converting it to unstructured input, and then taking unstructured input or output and converting it to structured input. I do really like the way they've incorporated it. I like the fact that I'm in my shell, but then the minute I start talking like a human, it switches over to the agent mode, I guess is what they call this. So that's pretty cool. And they do offer a few different agents. But I wonder how much usage I get. Right? Because this probably costs them money to have all these available. So I wonder if there's like a usage. What's this? Click to learn more about this feature. Warp SSH. Oh yeah, I wonder what that does. Like if I SSH into my Linux server, I wonder what happens then. SSH Tinker. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to. I think I want to try to daily drive this for a little bit. Because it really doesn't stop you from using the shell you want to use. Like, I'm still using PowerShell. Still using PowerShell. The one thing I don't have is I don't have the same styling. So I wonder if you can customize, because this is what my terminal normally looks like. It normally looks like this. It's kind of nice. An agent will generate a plan and using advanced reasoning, execute it autonomously. I need you to add a page to this app that displays the words "Hello, chat." It needs to have a modern look and feel. It's a Hano.js app. No templating engine. No UI libraries. Place within existing project. Modern. Like what everyone knows modern is. You know what's funny? You know what's really funny about this whole response, right? These are the exact same questions, right? That an actual dev or programmer or coder would ask somebody if they were given this task. But what's funny about this is that the value, a lot of the times when you're working with somebody to build something like this, is they don't want to have to spell it out for you, right? They want you to know, right? They want you to infer. So it's interesting if people. I would be interested to see if people would actually enjoy doing it this way, right? If you have an LLM that's like, well, yes, I would love to help you if you answered these 50 questions to further clarify your requests. Because that's right. I'm sure there's people here who have done projects for people, and like when I was in food, like when I did product development for foodstuffs, people would always come and be like, well, make me a interesting cheese stick or something like that. And of course, as the technical person, you're like, well, that doesn't give me a lot of direction. But part of you being the expert is they expect you to sort of apply your expertise and infer your knowledge, to use your knowledge to infer what they might like. So it's kind, I don't know, it's kind of interesting if this is really a good experience for people or if they actually want to have to be this explicit for the model to help them. See what it does. I know Warp is not only about the AI features, it's just, it seems pretty prominent. Professor Oak, knowledge. Hey, Professor Oak. Okay, Professor Oak, you're trolling everyone because you put a Pokeball as your username, but you say you don't know what Pokemon is? And your name is Professor Oak? It's the ultimate troll. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, I couldn't complete that request. Agent mode request failed. Internal error occurred at transport layer. Well, that's not cool. I guess I'm on my own. I don't want to create a team. What is a prompt? Is this literally just a enter your prompt here? Create a function to sort an array. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure how I would use a lot of this stuff, but I think I need to just kind of daily drive this around for a little while and see what stands out about it or what I might use it for. Let's see, trash that. And then obviously it's a soft delete, so that's kind of nice. Delete forever. I don't know, what are your, what, it's a fishing bob. No, it's not a fishing bob, Professor Oak. It's a Pokeball. It's a Pokeball. Don't gaslight me. Okay, well, I'm glad I checked this out. So I'm happy with it. It was easy to set up. I like the way they've implemented the AI features alongside the terminal functionality. It's got a command palette. I don't know what a lot of the specifics of it. There's still a lot here that I need to learn. But I like that I can open NeoVim. I can use SSH. Like, all the things you would need to do with the terminal are here. Right? So I like that. I do wonder if there's a way... Like, if, say you didn't want the AI features, can you... Oh, yeah, you can just turn those off. Oh, look, you do... There is usage. So it looks like you get usage every month. So you can have 150 requests. And then accepted next command suggestions. This is the monthly limit. Okay, so you can actually turn this all on and off. Interesting. I'm actually going to turn it off. Like, I'm just interested, like, just as a pure terminal, what it would be like. Okay. It does make it a lot less noisy, right? Like, look at how it looks with the AI on versus the AI off. When the AI is on, it gets way more noisy. Here, you guys want my referral code? Here you go. Go get yourself signed up on wart.dev. You guys don't really have to. I'm just screwing around. If you're interested in checking out warp.dev, there's my referral link. If you use my referral link, I'll get some goodies. Looks like I get an exclusive theme. I can get some keycaps and stickers. All right. Well, that was all I really had planned today. Shanal Hall Raj, what we doing today? I was actually taking a look at warp.dev. Have you heard of that? Shanal? 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 It's not really Shanal, is it? It's Sanal. Sanal. Sanal Raj. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to obsess over how to say your name. It's just I try to do my best to actually say people's name properly, and sometimes I screw it up. D1E says dead. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like Warp is easier to set up than you thought. Yeah, for sure. It was super easy to get started with. But when I used it on the Mac, it was that easy. It was that easy to get set up on the Mac too. So I'm just not sure. I guess I'm just not sure how much of all the extras I would use every day. And so that's where I think I need to use it. I need to use it daily. Is it like Cursor? I think it's... I've never used Cursor, so I can't say if it's like Cursor. But the idea behind it originally, I think, was to be mostly a more modern take on the terminal. And then, obviously, since then, we've had the explosion, right, of generative AI, and it seems like now they've shoved a lot of AI functionality into it. But it's pretty. I mean, it's a very pretty UI. It seems to work for everything you would need to use it for. Obviously, I've been using it all of 50 minutes now. But I'm going to try to use it. I'm going to try to give it a spin for the next week or two. Steve1E says, Cursor, no. Zed, yes. Oh, yeah. You told me... I haven't used Cursor, but Steve1E said I needed to check out Zed. Which I remember Zed when they first announced this product. And people... Oh, it's still not for Windows. It's only Apple and Linux. They have a Linux install? Yeah. So I can't use it on my Windows machine, but I could try it on the MacBook. Anywho, back to the warp.dev thing. It's just basically like a more modern terminal. So I would give it a go. I mean, so far I've enjoyed it. But obviously take that with a grain of salt. I'll have more to report. You gotta install... Oh, yes. Yes, now I remember. You did tell me that. You said you need to install with Scoop. I need to add that, actually, to my... Open... Let's see. OneDrive, desktop, and then I have a... install... Oh. We already did this one. Look at us. We're already marking things off the list here. Try Zed. Editor. Make sure to install with Scoop. Did we finish coding byte pair encoding? Well, for that we just ended up using a library. The book has me use a library, PyTorch. So I haven't gone back and worked on it much though. Makrov official, could you please explain your project? I'm not working on one right now. We were checking out warp.dev. Is what we've been doing for the last hour. It's like a modern terminal, Makarov. But I do have side projects that I do work on from time to time. It's just today I decided, you know what? It's Friday. I've got an hour here off work, and I'm going to do something fun. So I installed warp.dev and have been taking that for a spin. I'll try to stream again tonight, and we'll actually do some coding. Because I would like to keep making progress on that, what Chanel is talking about, the building a large language model. This is the book. For your guys' whoops, I didn't mean to hit my monitors. For your guys' reference for what he's talking about when it comes to the byte pair encoding. Professor Oak, what are you talking about? Our APIs weren't compatible. And then, Professor, what do you mean? Do I know of any AIs that are available. Like are you talking about like foundation models or APIs for AIs for foundation models? This is the book that we've been working through a little bit on stream. Um, that's what Sunal was talking about the byte pair encoding. If you guys are wondering, I haven't been back to it in a week or so, but I plan to go back to it. Professor Oak, what do you mean by AIs? So I definitely, there are definitely foundation models available, both through providers as well as ones you can self-host if you have the hardware available to you. Matt Krob, you asked me about my project and then I feel like you left. I do have a guy. I have a guy right now on my GitHub. He actually sent me an email today. He opened up a bunch of issues on one of my repositories, and I just haven't had time to work on it. Work has been crazy. I've been working on a project at work that's been sucking up all my time. But he sent me an email today. There's like 7 issues. He sent me an email today like asking like, when are you going to work on this? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I just, for side projects have to come after work and family commitments, So I feel bad for people, but it's like, I would love to work on it more. I just don't have the time. Professor Oak, do you know of any AIs that are available? My AI girlfriend left me. You're such a troll, Professor Oak. You don't need an AI girlfriend. You need to get out in the real world. Get a real human being, man. Get a real human being. Not an AI one. You'll have way more fun. You'll have way more fun. Excuse me. I joke. I'm married. Well, yeah, don't let your wife find out that you're fooling around with AI girlfriends, okay? Professor Oak says, and to a real woman. Did you think for a minute when you said I'm married that you're married to an AI? I could see how someone might think that based on your previous comment. Just wanted to make sure and clarify. Did you guys see the New York Times actually ran, I don't know if you guys are New York Times subscribers or if you listen to the podcast, but they actually had an episode. Let's see if I can find it. They actually had an episode talking about that. AI. Is this it? No. They had an episode where they talked to a woman who had fallen in love with the $200 a month subscription to ChatGPT. She had basically created like her own boyfriend using AI. I could have sworn that was on the New York Times, the Daily Podcast. Let's see, the Daily Woman AI boyfriend. I just can't believe people are doing this. Yeah, see, here you go. This is it. She fell in love with ChatGPT, like actual love with sex. Is this not the most bizarre thing? I mean, I don't want to judge people, but like, I can't believe people are doing this. AI companionship is actually a big business segment of AI. That's wild. I'm sorry, but that's wild, man. Like, I don't want to judge, but like, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that. I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, I'm happy if it's Stewie. How the fuck can he even do that? I don't know. I don't know. And chat GPT subs doubled once they added the Scarlett Johansson voice. I mean, again, I don't want to make anybody feel bad about their choices in life. It's their life. They can 100% live it. They want the way they want to live it. I don't know. Not for me. Definitely, you know, if my sons, like, as they're growing up, I'd be like, guys, don't be chasing companionship with an LLM. You guys need to chase companionship with another actual human being. And I say that as somebody who wholly believes in the value that LLMs offer. I just think you need actual real relationships. I also think there could be something very distorting about trying to have a relationship with an LLM. I think LLMs would be capable of being way more empathetic and way more subservient to you in a relationship than any other human being. Stewie, nah, Shell have babies with ChatGPT as well. Oh my goodness. This world is wild, man. That is wild. Alright, guys. Well, sadly, I do have a hard hour stop, so I'll hang out for a few more minutes. But, yeah. This was a good stream. I am going to try to stream later this evening to actually work on to actually do some actual coding. What time CET do you stream? What's up, Long Dong? How's it going, brother? Hey, Tax, how are you doing, man? You just got here, and I'm already talking about wrapping up. I always feel bad. There's AI for practicing real dating. Okay, well, I mean, I could see AI being used to like help you prepare to date, you know, other people, or to kind of get more comfortable with talking, or how you would talk to somebody that you're wanting to court. But I still don't think it should just stop there, right? I think you should actually go and talk to some real people. Stewie, I guess I won't be able to catch that stream later on. Hope it goes well, though. Yeah, I'm sorry, Stewie. Yeah, our schedules don't always line up real well, do they? Tax better, man. Dude, you going to live today? Of course. This is not a question. It is a certainty. Yeah. If I have time, actually, I take that back. It's not if I have time. It's I go to the I work out. That's just what I do. It's part of who I am. It's a non-negotiable. It's like brushing my teeth. Chanel says, "What time CET do you stream? What's CET? Is that Central Eastern something time? CET time? Central European Summertime? Is that what you're referring to?" My stream schedule's kind of all over the place, Chanel. Most of the time I stream like mid-morning, like at 10 o'clock. Excuse me. Tax better, man. What you working on today? You mean like what am I gonna lift? What am I gonna work out? Okay, Sonal, yeah. So let's see. What time would that be? Let's see, like 10 a.m. I need to go to convert. Let me convert the time because I cannot. 10 a.m. CST to CT. So about 5 p.m. your time is usually a good time for me. And then usually like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. So let's say 3 p.m. CST, which is 10 p.m. your time. And then occasionally I'll stream real late at night. Like I'll do a workout at like 8, or like I'll stream some code at like 8. Yeah, so that one probably is not going to work for you. I do want to eventually commit to more of a set schedule on the streaming front. It's just hard at the moment. There's a lot going on work-wise, and so I kind of just have to do it when I have the time, you know? Especially with, you know, I've got 2 kids, I'm married. you know, there's a whole real life, right, that I have to kind of balance around making time to stream. So one of these days, though, you know, as my schedule changes and things change, I'd like to be able to set like, hey, I stream at 10 o'clock for an hour, I stream at this time for an hour, I stream at another time for an hour. Goals, you know, it's good to have goals. Two to 3 p.m. your time works for a chill code stream for me. Okay, awesome, yeah. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good time to aim for. I would prefer to not stream real late at night. Steven is married to a real woman, just to clarify. Yeah, she is real. But yeah, Sonal, I think I would prefer also to stream at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon for an hour or so. I don't like the fact that usually at night I want to hang out with my kids or hang out with my wife, and I don't necessarily want to still be sitting in front of screens for another couple hours, even though sometimes I do that. But yeah, so if I can stream during the day, that's always preferred. So I'll do my best to try to work towards kind of more of a set schedule that people can count on, because I know that's helpful. I know with like the people I watch stream, it's helpful to know when they're going to be live. So I totally get that. Professor Oak, opinion on standing desks. I think standing desks are awesome. I don't, though, particularly like standing desks when I'm doing like really mentally, like if there's a really high mental load to the tasks I'm doing, I don't care to stand, if that makes sense. I don't know about you guys. I've had standing desks, like at my last job I had a standing desk, and it was great for when I was like answering emails or doing some rote administrative stuff. But if I have to really sit down and focus and if I have to really focus and concentrate, then 9 times out of 10 I find myself wanting to sit down. Standing desks are kind of also expensive. I think they're a little expensive for what you can get for just like kind of, you know, rigging your own standing desk, right? Like I have a counter that I can put my laptop up on and work if I want to stand up. So I think purchasing a desk just purely because it's a standing desk is a little rough of a sell for me personally. But I was looking for some code stream where I can follow and code transformers from scratch, no libraries. Oh, well, hey man, that's perfect. You found the right place. We're gonna keep doing that. I've been kind of breaking it up though, but we're gonna keep working on that. So we're gonna keep working through that book and eventually get ourselves our own little transformer. I wanted to go with Karpathy, Rashok, Laban's works. Yeah, I'm using Rashok's Rashka. I don't know if that's how you actually say his name, but Sebastian, I think is his first name. Yeah, Sebastian Rashchaka. It's good so far. It's a little dry, and there's a lot of repetitiveness in it, but so far I'm okay with it. I just need to make more time to focus on it. All right, guys. My hard hour is 10 minutes overdue, so I got to run. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I will either see you later tonight or another stream or another video or another short. But either way, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. See y'all.